you recording something that doesn't sound great but sounds okay is better than nothing. What's going on, everybody? My name is TAETRO. Welcome back to an all-new Mentor Monday. If you don't know, Mentor Monday is a segment on the channel where we talk about the less technical, more philosophical aspects of being an electronic music producer and an artist. I know things are looking a little bit different around here. I just recently moved. I'm not quite ready to do a new studio tour, but I'm pretty close. I've got everything to a working order, but here's kind of the new backdrop for now. Let me know what you think. If you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe for more electronic music performances, tutorials, and content to make you a more productive producer. Today I want to talk all about starting and how not enough people are actually doing that. It can be so easy to set up arbitrary goals for yourself. So you say, I'm going to start when this happens, or I'm going to start when I get this piece of gear. And that is really just a way to procrastinate and push things back, and you're really just making excuses, buying yourself time. Now, you might be kind of justified. You might actually be tricking yourself into thinking you need these things or you need to make this change before you start. But really, you're not going to see progress until you actually start. This goes all the way back to one of my first Mentor Mondays when I talked about how your music needs to suck for you to actually make progress. The same thing goes for any art form or any progress that you need to make, whether it's making videos or doing Instagram. You need to just start, no matter what phone you have, what type of camera, what type of gear you have. If you don't just bite the bullet and start, you're not actually going to make any progress. I was reminded of this subject because as I was moving, I found my old phone, a Galaxy Note 4. And that is the phone that I started this channel on. One of my very first tutorials was shot on a Galaxy Note 4. I would then take the files that were shot on the phone, upload them to Google Drive, and then open them on an iPad mini and edit them in iMovie. Now, I could have instead waited until I got a new MacBook or until I got a nice camera or a nicer phone. And then I would have never made that video, and then I would have never made the next video or any of the next videos that would come after that. It sets off this spiral chain of events. And that's what happens when you start something. I say this all the time, but the thing you make today is not gonna be as good as the thing you make tomorrow. But if you don't make the thing that you were gonna make today until tomorrow, then you're off by one day and you're just taking longer to get better at what you do. On my journey, I started on a Galaxy Note 4, and then as I was creating content with that, I was saving up for a better camera, and then I ended up getting a Sony a5000, which made the videos look a lot better. Of course, that's not the best quality I could shoot. That camera didn't shoot in 4K, it didn't have external audio, so vlogging was really difficult, so I was saving up and saving up. I didn't say, no, I won't vlog because it's super hard on the a5000, I'll just wait till I get a new camera. I went ahead and did it anyway, and just saved up for the next camera, which was the Lumix G7 and now the Lumix G85. So it's all this process. The same thing with music production gear. Oh, I'll make beats once I can buy a better controller, or I'll make beats once I can get decent studio monitors. No, just go with what you have. If all you have is Apple EarPods and you're just making beats through that, do the best you can and take the feedback and try to incorporate it. If the only microphone you have isn't really decent, you recording something that doesn't sound great but sounds okay is better than nothing. The funny thing that happens here is as you start to make progress and improve, more and more people will start to take notice, and then more and more opportunities will come your way. So if you really start taking things seriously and you are consistent and you do keep making considerable progress, getting the gear is going to be that much easier, either because you're going to generate more income based on what you're working with, or other brands are going to take notice and want to sponsor your content and give you more gear anyway, which is how I get to make content with some of the best MIDI controllers that are coming out, because I get to consistently make videos, and then it's a process that feeds itself. I make great videos about the products, and then companies will send me more products, and then it feeds itself. It's a cycle. All the while I'm progressing in my skill at creating videos, creating content, creating music at the same time, and the quality just gets better and better and better over time. Now, this isn't particularly because I'm deliberate about learning new things, though I am along the way. It's just because you learn so much by doing. I'm not sitting down taking courses. I'll watch tutorials here and there on how to do things, but the way I learn the most is by actually sitting there and doing it. making a video. So I know for a fact that this video you're watching here, this Mentor Monday, is not going to be nearly as good as the Mentor Monday that comes out a year from now. Maybe I'll have upgraded the gear in a year's time, but I'll also have improved my skills in editing and public speaking and storytelling, so much more. But that progress can't actually happen without starting today. You won't be able to improve unless you actually start. So sometimes on my Instagram or even in my YouTube videos, this book is in the background. Making music, I'll leave a link for it in the description below. And there's an entire chapter called Problems of Beginning. This book is basically the Bible for electronic music producers, but it gets down to some of the core issues that we're talking about right here, right now in starting. So many things can make it so we don't start that new track or so that we don't get started making music. And the first chapter of this book, Problems of Beginning, can really help you break that mindset that gets in the way of you starting that new track or starting to work on something. All right, so I want your help in the comments down below. Can you please share one tip that you use to get yourself motivated and starting something new? Leave it in a comment so that other people can be inspired and take your advice, not just mine. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with somebody who might also need to see it. And don't forget to subscribe for more electronic music performances, tutorials, and content to make you a more productive producer. This has been TAETRO, your electronic music mentor. Have a good one. My name is TAETRO. Oh.